All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Um, I'm excited. I love teaching this class, honestly. I think this is probably one of my favorite classes to teach right now because Mia has such a great success rate. And I've worked with agents from all ages, all demographics, all areas of Atlanta, and everyone has said the same thing about Mia. It's a great tool and it gives you so many different options to promote your listing with really great collateral. Today is your Mia introduction. Mia is your marketing innovation automation class, and I'm going to cover the two parts of Mia. Mia comes into you as an email, and it also comes to you as a Mia Marketing Center. And the way that Mia works is when you put your listing into FMLS, within 24 hours, you will receive an email like the one that you see on my screen currently, congratulating you on your listing. And this email has collateral within it. It's generated for the new listing. Now you'll also receive one for a price reduction. You also receive one for an open house and a sold. Okay, so these are the emails that will be generated for you by Mia and sent to you in email form like the one you see on your screen. Now, from this particular email, there's two separate parts. The very top is your 3 easy steps. And from this particular window, you have 3 different options. Your very first option is get the word out, share on Facebook. So when you click on this option to click on the share option, it'll prompt a window in Mia to send a Facebook post. You'll need to, oh, I'm logged in as Amy. I didn't know that. Sorry, one second. Let me log in as, sorry about that. I need to log in as Kelly Boudreau real quick. Okay. Let me go back to the email. When you click on the share option, it will prompt a window in Mia, which will set up your Facebook post. From that link, you have the option based on what the status of your listing is to do a Facebook post. It incorporates a drop down that you can either choose your personal page or your business page. You can also choose which status your listing is. And if it's a just new listed email, more likely the one on the right will be the only option you have. Also, you'll notice that there's a open window down here to fill in your comment section for your Facebook post. I encourage to put as much information as you can. Also realize that there is a link already generated in the comments for you for this listing in Mia. The post will look something similar to this. Of course, they will have far more information and it will be way more interesting than my post here, but that is how the generated post goes in. It posts your graphic, which is your e-card for the listing. Okay, so I just got a quick question. I did not get a welcome email for my listing. Is that because it is a lease? If it's a lease, yes. If it's a lease, I do not believe you'll receive a welcome email. You would have received it within the first 24 hours. It's new listing. All right, so that is your very first feature on the email, which is your social media post. You'll click through, you'll post to Facebook, and it will show up on your account. All right, so the next feature on this particular email from Mia is your radial mailing postcard. And in just this email, you're just going to see a preview of what the postcard will look like. So when you click on preview, you'll have the design of the postcard that was generated for you in Mia. You'll notice that the pictures may not be the pictures that you would like to use for this postcard. You will be able to go back and edit, and I'll show you how to do that. The way the pictures are generated they're generated in the order of Facebook. So from FMLS, 1 down. So these are your very first photos in FMLS. Since we have so many people on this call today, I'm going to wait until the end of this segment of the email, and then I'll go through questions. The next item on your email is your post and ad option. When you click on the option for post and ad, it prompts you to start the steps to pay for a paid for ad in Facebook. As you can tell at the very bottom, it goes step by step until you finalize your ad and pay for it. You will review the design over here on your left, make the changes you need in editing. You'll choose the page for which you plan to post it on, your business page or your personal page. You will set your targeting and how long you want your ad to last, and then you will finalize it by paying for it. All right, so that's your first 3 easy steps. You have a quick, right off the bat post to Facebook, which I have noticed more agents using that more than ever because it's so quick and it has one photo, so it's usually correct every time. So I encourage y'all to try that option first. The second is just your postcard, which you can edit later on. If you want to do some radial mailing, they have a service set up with Mia in the on the website for the marketplace, where you can pay for it and figure out the specifics of the addresses. And then of course your paid for ad, which you saw the ad, you go through the steps and you post your ad on Facebook and pay for it. All right, so the next step is your marketing package. Now, once again, these are 6 items that were generated for you by Mia. So they're pre-made items. And so if you don't like the way they currently are, you will be able to edit them in the marketplace. So right off the bat, you have your just listed card. And so when you click on the preview option, you will see the e-flyer for your listing. Let me move this window real quick. So it's generated 4 pictures and it's taken the information from FMLS. And yes, this information will be updated due to FMLS's feed to Mia. Now you'll have the option to download this in many different formats, either a PDF or a JPEG. There's also other options to email directly to contacts, or you can send it to yourself. I'll go into that as well, but this is the design from that email. All right, so your next option is your brochure. When you click on the preview option, you'll notice you have your brochure. And your brochure is an 11 by 17 fold. So that's why there's 2 Harry Norman logos. It is a fold over, and once again, it is generating the information from FMLS. It's a very clean design and easy to work with. And what you can do is whenever you have your design to the point that you want, you can always send the PDF to your marketing coordinator for them to print on better paper, or you can print it yourself. It's just a very nice, clean fold design that has the information. All right. The next item on the email is just telling you that there is a video that is created for you in Mia. And so when we go to the marketplace, I'll show you where that video option is. In fact, I will probably spend more time on it because right now in the situation we are, videos and virtual tours are extremely important, of course. So is the next option, which is your website. So Mia takes all of the information from FMLS and it generates a clean kind of WordPress style website just for your listing, which for your clients looks like you went the extra mile and you developed a really nice website. Let me show you what the preview looks like. So for this Northside Drive, you'll notice that it has its own site. As you scroll down, you can view more property photos. The information from FMLS is pushed right here in this segment. So the bedrooms, baths, square footage, takes the text, and then you have a square format version of all the photos from FMLS. Now you can edit this and choose how many you want and if you want to add more on. When you click on them, the photos enlarge. It's a very clean and professional website that you can use as a resource. I encourage you to use the URL tied to this website at the top for all kinds of social media posting, CRM use when you send out e-cards, new listing stuff. It's a great resource to tie the two together. As you scroll down, you also have a view full details. When you click on this option, it pushes you to the Harry Norman website so you can get more information on the listing. So it comes full circle. It also has a map, and then it has your information at the bottom with a request more information. All right, so that's your website. Next item is your virtual tour. So your virtual tour, when you click on it, it is a housed virtual tour on a link. So the great thing about this option is that you can have a branded version of this and you can have an unbranded version of this, which you could incorporate into FMLS. Of course, the unbranded is great, and it flips through your photos. You can share it, you can send it to a contact. You can also view a details pop-up. When you click on the details, it'll show the details of the listing and allow them to contact the agent based off of this virtual tour. It's a great resource that you can share on social media. It has your branded information. It's very clean. It's nice. I like it. All right. And then the last item, which is also one of the great items, I've had a lot of people ask me why it's on here twice, because you have a Facebook post up here at the top, but you also have a just listed social media item down here at the bottom right. And the reason why is when you see the design, you can use it for your other socials if it's not just Facebook. You can post it to Instagram from your phone. You can tweet it on Twitter. You can post it onto Pinterest. It covers the other social media items. So you can save the JPEG on your phone and have it available whenever you need to send it. I've also seen people use this JPEG in their CRM as an image. So it's a great option, great piece of collateral to use in many different areas. All right, let me check some questions real quick, what we have. Okay, so well, I did get a feedback. So someone said that they have received um, emails for rentals. So I'll need to look into that for you. I didn't know that you could get rentals. So if you were wondering how I got to this particular item, this is the email that's sent to you when your status changes in FMLS. So this email that this window that I'm showing right now is the email that's sent to you when you get a new listing or price reduction, open house, or a sold. All right. Okay. Is the social media post a hyperlink to the listing? No, well, I mean, if you have it posted on your social media, yes, it could have a hyperlink out, but no, it doesn't. It's more of your image to use where you can add hyperlinks to it. It's your image-based item. If you have anything wrong showing up in Mia, it's being generated from MyChnar profile, so you might want to check with your office staff. If there's a phone number wrong or your name is spelled incorrectly, that's where you can have that updated. Okay, so I got a question. If it is personally owned home officially listed by another agent, does the other agent have to do these steps, or can the agent owning the property perform these steps? Hmm. So these steps, these items are all based on you having the listing. Um, so everything that is going on in this system is because you have the listing. If that covers what you're asking. Let's see, I've got a lot of questions here. Um, okay, so From what I understand, the feed is from FMLS. Um, if it's if it's not posted on, I don't believe it'll come in. If the co-agent gets access to Mia, if they're part of, that's a question I don't have the answer for. I haven't dealt with any co-agent scenarios with Mia. You might want to reach out to marketing Melissa Gailey. She could probably verify that answer. I don't want to give you the wrong answer. Can you get this generated for existing listing without price change? So what you can do in that scenario, and I'll show you, you can actually make a fresh design, and you can have it right the way you want it to say. And it's a lot of people do that when it's they'd rather it not say new listing, that they've had the listing for a while. Instead of saying new listing, they just change it to put like the subdivision name. So there is some modification in this. Now I'll show you how to modify it. We will no. So I got a question. We will get will we get an email when it's a coming soon? No, you will not receive an email for a coming soon, but you can make a coming soon item in Mia, and I'll go into how to do that when I go to the Market Center. So this email is just, it's generated for you. Mia sent it to you because you have the listing. It's a just listed, it's a price reduction, open house, or it's a sold. It's all based on what you have. All right, there's a lot. These are a lot of questions. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try to go ahead and get into the actual Market Center, and then I'll do parts and I'll reference back to questions. All right, so from here, so this is your email. There's two different ways to actually get to the Market Center. From the email, you'll notice at the very top, there's a Mia Market Center button here, and there's also one at the bottom. Now, when you click on this, it will take you to Mia. Another option is, let me close this, is that you can go into Mia through your MyTuner office as well. On your drop-down hamburger, you'll notice there's a button that says Mia. When you click on Mia, it will take you to your Market Center. All right, so this is basically your hub for Mia. And I'll go through the top navigation to explain how it works, and then I'll actually go into the tabs themselves to explain what's in each one. So your home window will always bring you back to this primary window, which is, it gives you the option to create new marketing projects from here, which is also what happens in your designs tab. Just to clarify that, I get that question a lot. Your projects tab is the tab that has all of your current listings in folder form, and all of the marketing that you've created or already exist are in folders for your listings. I'll go into that in a bit. Design tab is for creating new marketing collateral. You will use the designs that are basically the templates to create fresh new designs in Mia. Campaigns, I'm not going to go too far into because Harry Norman's marketing team is working on developing this, and it's not truly there just yet. Your feature contacts is very similar. I can go on into this because it's not very robust. It's very similar to any marketing email platform. You can create individual contacts, you can import contacts, and you can manage groups of contacts. This is a very long area for me to go into, but the truth is, if you have a contact list in the CRM, you can export it and import it into your Mia. It does work that way. I will be teaching how to send an email to yourself to forward to your contacts, but if you want to try something new and get more involved in Mia, you can upload your list into this and try and see how the contacts work. I will be teaching a more advanced version of this later, but this is your overview. So test it out, see how it works. You can't break it. This system doesn't just automatically send things out, so you could just add contacts and see where they lay. That's just a recommendation. The last button is your listings button. There's not a whole lot to it as well. it just tells you the list of your listings and when they've been populated in. Some people have asked me, is it worth it to delete them? It's not. It doesn't hurt anything to have old listings in here because no one else is going to see it but you. All right, so I'm going back to home. Let me see if I have any more questions real quick. I think we're okay because I'm actually going to get into what what the Market Center is all about. All right. So the very first part, and my favorite part, is your Projects tab. When you click on your Projects tab, you'll notice there is a list of folders of your current listings. Okay. Next to your listing folders, these are folders, there is an automated projects item and a created projects item. So you can tell for Northside Drive, there was 12 items that were created automatically for this listing, and then this agent has created one individual piece. So she made a custom one. Now, the reason why there's so many, there's 12 items, is because there's been status changes. There's been price reductions, there's been an open house, or it's even may have sold already. That's why the number's so high. So I'm going to grab one of these and I'm going to go into it. I'm going to show you what's inside the folder. When you click on the folder for an address, you'll notice these are the marketing collateral pieces. And they're pretty descriptive what's inside of them. You have your open house e-flyer, you have your social media post, you have your e-postcard, you have a postcard about an open house, a video, a virtual tour, a brochure. You have all these items, collateral items that were pre-made for you, which is great. You can either use them as they are, or you can edit them. Okay, so the open house item, social media post, is one image, so I probably would not update that, but I do want to choose an item that has multiple photos so I can show you how to switch out the photos to a better way for you. So I'm going to click on the item, and here's my flyer. Okay, so all I've done so far is I went to projects, I went to the folder for 1000 Battle Creek Way, and then I chose the flyer that has already been created for Battle Creek. Okay, and you can tell from this window, you can either preview it, edit it, you can duplicate it, and the reason why you would duplicate it is if you want to make a clone of the item and make a slight modification to it. That's where I've seen people use the duplicate option. If you scroll down, the most important part to this item are these, and these are your distribution options for this piece of collateral. The very first option is publish to web. When you click on this item, it's going to push this item to a web URL. So it's going to give you a URL so you can link it somewhere or add it as a link. This window is asking you what size would you like this item to be within that window on the web. My recommendation is stay between 50 and 75. The 100% is really large. So I'm going to go ahead and click, I'm going to do the 50, and I'm going to publish as web page. You click on host and publish, and it will give you a URL for this item. There it is. Now you can shorten it as well, which is really great for those cosmetic reasons. And what you do is you can take this URL, and I'm going to put it into my browser and show you what it looks like. So there's my open house flyer. That's one of the options of how you can promote these collateral pieces. Another option is email to contacts. So if you added contacts to your contacts tab, you can send them to groups. But what I recommend in this scenario, click on the email to contacts option and send it to yourself in a self-send. That way you can proof what you've created, but also if you want to add a little comment to it or put a hyperlink on the image, it gives you the option to do that. So a lot of people that I've been working with recently have sent the e-flyer to themselves, and above the image for the e-flyer, they have put click on the image below to view the virtual tour, and they hyperlink the virtual tour to the image. So there's some ways and different ways of using this. I'll be posting short videos like that Monday, focusing on certain skills. Check out our YouTube channel. It's H&R with a space between it, trainer, H&R trainer. I post videos, 5 to 6 videos a week, and they're great resources. So this is your you can self-send or you can send to a distribution list. Another item, you can download the PDF. If you like this flyer and you've gotten it to where you want, you can download the PDF and have it printed. You can send it to your marketing coordinator to print on better paper. There's many options for this. You can also download an image as a JPEG and use it in your social media posting, or just insert it into an email. As always, there's also your social media posting. You can share it straight to Facebook. You can set it as a tweet link for your Twitter account, or you can send it as a pin on Pinterest. That's what's so great about Mia. It has coverage, and this item has so many options to get the word out about your listing. But something you need to work on is, in this scenario, in this design, I don't like the 4 pictures that are currently in this design. So this is a pre-made item in Mia, and I want to make edits to it. So I'm going to come over to the right side, and I'm going to click on Edit. All right. So we've had other marketing resources that are a little more difficult than others. I feel Mia is very straightforward. When I clicked on Edit, it shows you this step-by-step process to change this design. And it doesn't let you deter from it. You have to go through the steps to make these edits. So right off the bat, my project name is for a fact the address. I'm going to click on Save and Continue. All right, so now we're on the section for photos. Now, I'm not happy with the photos that are currently in here. I'd like to remove them and replace them. At the very top right, you can either remove all of the photos and add new photos, or under each photo, you'll notice that they have some options. One is a preview, the other one is a remove the image. This is your switch and replace option, and then you have a cropping option as well. So each photo has an option to do something to it as well. But I have found out the easiest way to handle this is just to remove all of the images. You're going to be subbing them back in anyway, so make sure it's the way you want it. So I'm going to come up to the very top and I'm going to click Remove All. All my photos are gone from this particular flyer. I can either individually add them by clicking on these plus symbols, or here at the top right, I'm just going to click the Add Photos option. When you click on the Add Photos option, you have all of these areas that you can grab photos from. Now, I will say that most people work from these 2 options, the My Computer and Projects Photos. The reason why they would use the My Computer option is because they want to use a high-res photo that wasn't pulled in through FMLS. So for instance, if you're printing a flyer and your largest picture on your flyer is from FMLS, it might not be that sharp when you print it. So you might want to use the high-res picture in its place. Just advice. In this scenario, I'm going to go to my projects photos. And you'll notice when you click on the projects photos, all of the pictures from FMLS are populating in. Okay, so now I can be far more select with the photos that I plan to use for this listing e-flyer. So I want to use the very first front, which all I have to do is click on it and it turns green. So I have the front. I want to use this living room photo. I've got 2 more photos I can use. I want to use this bedroom shot, and I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to grab this backyard shot. And I'm going to add the selected items to my flyer. Just as simple as that. It's a very step-by-step, very systematic way to make an edit. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because you can use this exact same editing style for every item in Mia. And I'm being serious, for every item in Mia. Your video, your virtual tour, your flyer, your social media, all of those items can be edited the exact same way as I'm doing right now. Step by step, switch in, replace item, and move forward. I'm going to save and continue. And now my next option, you can tell at the top says text. I can change the text. This is where you can remove that open house option. This is where you can put the subdivision name in. This is where you can put your coming soon. So you could make a copy of this item and change this to a coming soon option just as easy. Or you can say, you know, wine and cheese event. It does have a character cutoff, so you'd have to be specific with how many characters you're going to use, but you do have options for the header. The rest of the information can also be edited, the street address, your copy from FMLS if you think it's too wordy, or if you've used too many shorthands, you know, the W with the slash you can write out with. As you move down, if you have it says agent to name, if you have an agent who is covering for you on an open house and you want to give them a little credit that they're going to be there, here's your option. You can put their information in and just so that they can see that they'll be there as well. And I'm going to save and continue because I like the information as it is. And lastly, you have your agent information. Now, what the question I always get is, where can I put my logo in? Well, there's an option right here that says agent to photo, and that's where your logo can go in. Now, I warn you that the way these templates work, they're rounded, so they cut off corners. So make sure if you're going to use a logo in this option that it has white space around it. That's all my recommendation is. Keep your logo in the center and give it some white space around it so that it doesn't cut it off. After you've done that, you can click Save and Continue. It's going to ask you if you're okay with publishing, and now your flyer has been updated. So what I just did was I used an item from the projects folder for 1000 Battle Creek. I used the flyer and I made some edits to it, and now I can use this on my distribution at the bottom. All right, let me see if I have any questions. Let's see. So I got a quick question. Can you upload third-party images you have created to Mia? So are you asking like designed images? Like if you used your you know, Illustrator or any of those? Is that what you're asking? Yes, yes. Okay, yes. So for instance, I mean, that's actually, I've seen people use that already. So if you are using Canva, for instance, if you're using Canva and you have made edits to a photo, like you have your picture and you put your logo on your picture, or you had a message on it, absolutely. You can upload the photo in that computer option where you can grab that photo and use it in this. I've had a few people, and you're getting a little ahead, but I like what you're going with this. I've had a lot of people use the design tab to create a brand new design, and instead of focusing on a listing, they focused on an event, they used a graphic that they had their marketing coordinator created, or they used Canva. So there's different ways that you can use Mia to work for you. So I got a quick question. Can another agent get into my Mia and work with a listing? Only if they have your login. It is very much your account. So if you give someone your MyTurn or Office account login, yes, they can. They can't just hop in. The only person who can really get into your account is possibly your marketing coordinators, because some of them have admin use like I do. Okay, so I got an awesome question. How can I put things from Mia into the CRM and vice versa? So you're more likely going to take an item from Mia and bring it into your CRM. And the way you would do that is you would download your image of your item and you would bring it into a template on the CRM to distribute. So for instance, a lot of agents have a tendency to take, for instance, this flyer. They would download this JPEG, They would bring up in the CRM maybe your one of the holiday cards, and they would switch out the picture for the holiday card with this flyer, and they would send it out. I like where your head's going. Why reinvent the wheel when your list is already in the CRM? I totally understand where you're going with that. That's great. All right, do I have any more questions before I go into the design tab? This option, I'm going to go back to this listing. This editing option can be done for all of your designs. Remember this. And the reason why I bring this up is I had someone do something really cool the other day. They made a copy of their virtual tour, and they focused the virtual tour by using only images of the exterior of their house, the plot, the pool, the landscaping, and they used it as a feature, like a selling point feature of basically how great the landscaping of their house is, and they sent it out in their socials. So you can think of different ways of how you're going to feature your listing, whether you want to take tons of incredible pictures of the kitchen and say it's a kitchen feature. It's just, there's many ways to use Mia. All right, well, got one more question. Let's see, so I got a quick question. It says, how do you change a main header from okay, how do you change a main header? How do you change the header from just sold to just leased? So you know what, actually the best thing is I wouldn't even, you can either duplicate the design and change that header like I showed you, where you can, instead of it saying open house, put in a different title. That's one way of doing it, but let me show you in the design tab a better option. And this should answer your question. All right, so my next feature that I'm going into is your designs tab. So I'm not working with any particular listing, okay? So I'm going to designs, and you'll notice down here at the bottom that these are the different marketing collateral templates that you can work with. Okay, so you're making a fresh new design. And so I'm going to start off by using a flyer because it's pretty straightforward. All of them can be customized and created, just so you know. I'm going to click on flyer, and you'll notice that one of the options here right off the bat, the second option, is your custom heading for pick. Okay, so it's 4 images, and it's a e-flyer that has a custom header. Okay, this is my favorite item for your coming soon. I've worked with Harry Norman for a long time. Coming soons are very real, and you should get the word out. So I'm going to click on this item because I plan to make a brand new design. I'm going to select this design. And now, once again, you can tell, here's your step-by-step process to create a new piece, a new design. Okay, so for my project name, since it's a coming soon item, I'm going to name it 4251 Northside Drive. So let's just say I got the house next door. Okay, and it's going to stay in the project folder for 4250 because the listing hasn't truly gone into FMLS yet. So you'll just have to remember this item is in this folder. Down here at the bottom is the most important part. So right now it says, no thanks, I do not want to use listing data when creating this project. Okay, the reason why you want to keep it this way is because you're not using the data from a different listing. If you hit the drop down, it has all of the listings that you're currently working with. But since I'm creating a coming soon and a fresh new design, I don't have that. I don't want that connection. So I'm going to save and continue with that option selected. All right. So once again, we're at the photo option. So in this scenario, you're probably going to have maybe gone out with your camera or your phone, and you're going to have taken pictures in advance of this listing. And since I don't have any photos right off the bat, I'm just going to sub in some pictures temporarily, but this gives you the idea. If you're planning a coming soon for a 4251 Northside Drive, you probably would have taken these pictures in advance for this marketing collateral. And so to do so, you're going to click on Add Photo, and more likely those photos will be sitting on your computer to use. So you'll click on My Computer and you will browse and grab those pictures. okay? Since I don't have photos, I'm going to go to this existing. I'm just going to sub in a quick 4 photos to keep moving. Okay, so say these are the photos that were on my desktop that I took with my phone or had a photographer go out and take. Whatever it takes, coming soon. Next option, I'm going to click Save and Continue. So once again, the data is not being pulled in from FMLS. So this is where you have to write it in yourself because you're creating a piece that hasn't been created yet. So right off the bat, instead of it saying price reduced, I'm typing in coming soon. I know a lot of y'all are going to be super excited about this because this is very beneficial. This is my 4251 North Side Drive, Atlanta. I'm just going to kind of move down and just start putting in text just to kind of move this, just to kind of fill in the void so y'all can see how this can be created. Doesn't have an FMLS number yet, MLS ID. That's my cell phone number. I'm gonna take that out. And so once again, I've created a brand new item with text that I have written myself in advance. I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom and I'm gonna save and continue. Your last option, just like you've seen before, is your contact information, which is fed in through my H&R profile. So I've created a brand new e-flyer, coming soon e-flyer for a listing that's about to hit the market. Now you can use this option in so many different ways. You just kind of have to think, how am I going to use this for things that I'm missing in my marketing? Do I have any questions about the design tab? This can be done for any item. You can even make a website in advance of your listing hitting the market. You have so many options because you have raw templates to work with. When you go to designs, these templates can be used in any manner that you would like. So I encourage you to try them. I've had some people, especially when the new agents come in and they don't have a listing just yet, they create marketing material for their own personal home just to test out how the tools work. And I totally encourage that. That way, when you do get a listing, you'll be ready and revved up to do your marketing for it. Now, one thing I will cover, just because I get a lot of questions, is your virtual tour and your video. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my projects tab, and I'm going to bring up that listing again, the 1000 Battle Creek. So of course, with the times that they are right now, virtual information is extremely important. And we have 3 virtual items, actually really 4 if you consider the social media post, that help get your listings out to your clients and put it out there so people can see it. One option I always hear is your virtual tour, which I showed you how to post it onto the web. You have 2 different options. You have a branded option and an unbranded option. The unbranded, of course, can be used on FMLS. Now, when you click on it, it becomes a URL or a website. I don't know if I left it open. I don't think I did. I'll have to open it up again. So say I publish to web, I host the publish. Come on. Internet's slowing down. Come on. Come on, internet. There you go. This is your URL for your virtual tour. You can shorten it. I encourage you to incorporate it into your social media posting just to get the word out. The difference between a virtual tour and a video, the virtual tour does not have music or sound, and it's focusing only on the flipping of the images. So that's why it works pretty well with FMLS. Now, the other feature is your actual video. And your video is right here, okay? And so once again, you can edit it by switching out the pictures, and it pulls in your information from FMLS and your actual agent information as well. And what you're gonna do is you can, after you've edited the video the way you want it, you can upload this video to YouTube, okay? And I have an example of this one because I pushed it to my account today. What it does is when you click on this upload to YouTube option, well, this one's already been connected. It's going to prompt you to connect your YouTube account to Mia, okay? And so I get a lot of questions because people run into problems with this. It keeps going around in circles and it never brings me to this window. And the reason why that usually happens is because you have a Google account with YouTube that you haven't created a channel yet. So the only way to put a video onto YouTube is to have a channel right here, your channel. If you don't have a channel yet, it's going to ask you to create a channel. So please do. I have that question a lot. They're like, I can't get it to go into YouTube. It's because the channel hasn't gone live yet. So I got a quick question. It says, can I swap out the generated video for a Matterport tour? Matterport is a completely different company, and their product is very different. Personally, if you have a Matterport tour, you've spent the money on it, you should get the file and post it up on YouTube no matter what. You shouldn't have to incorporate it with YouTube. I mean with Mia. Yeah, no, I'm glad somebody understands why I'm going over this YouTube part because I've had this question a lot. And here's an example of the video. Turn it down a little bit. So you can tell it's got your information, it's got music in the background, and it features your photos very nicely. Of course, you can share that on your socials. It's a great item to have on Facebook and everything else. Just make sure that you have your YouTube channel synced up. So when you click on this and you authorize it to use your Google account that has a channel on YouTube, you're good to go. And you only have to do it once. If you want to double check that your social has been connected, your YouTube channel has, if you come up to the very top drop down here where your contact information is, go to app authorization and it will tell you if it has been authorized or not. Right now, the Facebook page and the YouTube account have been authorized because you can revoke the access. So just so you know, these other two options, your 365 and Gmail, are authorized so that you can sync up your contacts to Mia. I have not gone into that just yet. I do need to test it before I teach it. And let's see, what else can I cover? Well, I think that's mostly everything. There's a lot to teach here. I've got a quick question. Can you use Vimeo? No, not so much for this scenario because our Mia account is synced up with YouTube. You would have to actually download the video file and upload it to Vimeo, and this system doesn't allow you to download a MP4. So you'd need to stick with YouTube. I know it's a lot to cover. The main thing you need to know is Mia comes to you in two different formats. You have an email that has pre-generated items, and then you have the marketplace where you can either go to projects or designs. Projects are the items in the folders for your listings to work with. Designs are where you can create a brand new piece depending on your scenario. And I encourage everyone to go into this system and just try some options. I promise you will love it because it's very simplified.